here today with Robert Steinman, the CEO of Keyno. Welcome to the videocast.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming CEO of Keyno and how that all happened.
So many years ago, it's actually about 10 years ago, we had kind of a roundtable deciding how we could prevent fraud in the marketplace. And we came up with this concept called dynamic CVV2, which was to take something that already exists, because all the merchants already have software, so we didn't want to change that, but something that banks could adopt and networks could implement. So we took the 3 digits that were currently the CVV2 code and made it dynamic and came up with the concept of dynamic CVV2. So a way you can authenticate yourself just within the transaction without having to really change the way people do business today. And that's what we've spent many years innovating and getting out there in the marketplace.
So I understand this really reduces fraud.
Yes, so Visa did a case study on us, and the numbers are more than 95% of online fraud, which is a huge number and a huge amount of money. And it impacts not just the amount of fraud they're using, but also the costs that banks pay associated with that. They send you a new card, they have to file a dispute. A certain amount of customers just get upset and leave a bank because of it. So by eliminating that, if you do the business case, it comes out in the US to about $20 per card per year in potential savings. Wow. And this is all well documented. So it's a lot of money to most financial institutions.
So you were telling me when we were preparing for this interview that you really started in Middle East and Africa, is that right?
Right. So we have a lot of clients currently in the Middle East and in Africa and actually in Latin America. And the reason for that is they had no solution. They were willing to be early adopters so we could start with them and prove out the solution, because they were just looking for any sort of a solution because they had nothing. You know, analogous to us having landlines and cell phones and them just jumping right to the cell phone. So in that way, they have adopted the latest technologies, and we could implement it for them very quickly, you know, in the matter of a few months, and bring them really up to current state and best practices.
So you mentioned that timing is really good for the North America market to make this shift.
It is. There's a lot of financial pressure on banks at the moment, and they're letting people go and cutting it back in different ways. But with the amount of savings that we generate, which is 10 times more than the cost of the service, then you're able to save banks a tremendous amount of money. And it's money that's just sitting there. It's taking it away from the fraudsters and giving it to the bank. So it's a win-win-win for all of us. And really the timing is right to really do it now.
So talk to me about your customers. Help me understand their journey and the benefits in more, I don't know, contextual terms, I would say.
Sure. So working with NTT, we can provide a turnkey proposal to the bank so that it's something where they don't have much work to do, where we take care of all the issues, we can do all the integration, and we can turn on the service in a way that they don't have to do a lot of work themselves. And then they would then offer the service to their customers. So the ultimate customer is the cardholder, and you have to be able to get the cardholders to adopt this. So outside the US, most banks make it mandatory. They just simply say, this is where we're doing business, please adopt to our new solution. But in the US and in Canada to a large extent, it's going to be an optional service. That's how we see it. So it's something that you have to incentivize the cardholders to do. Now, almost all cardholders, particularly on debit cards, are scared to shop online. Nobody uses your debit card online because you don't have money taken from your bank account. So allowing people a way to protect themselves then allows them to now use that card online and use it more often. So you get increased transaction volume. We've seen a 16% increase in transaction volume on cards, more usage, more online usage, better customer experience, and happier customers. So it really is a win-win, and it's something that we can propose, work with you to provide a turnkey solution to the banks.
It sounds like you can be a consultative partner in that transition.
Yes, absolutely. This is a consultative sale. I mean, you're there not giving them something that they have to come up with money to pay. It should pay for itself. So by providing them a solution that within months, just a couple months of them turning this on, generates revenue, then it's one that they can adopt very quickly because at the end of the year, it'll be revenue positive for them.
I see that you can easily pilot with an incentive program on the debit card, for example, and see it progress.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we give a lot of companies, a lot of banks, 90 days free just to try it, to see if they like it. So there's not really a big commitment on their side. And then once they see what the results are, then all of them just roll it out to everyone.
Well, it sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Robert, for coming in, telling us more about your company and your solution so we can share it with our customers and our sales team.
Yep. Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me here.